Hello, beautiful humans. Okay, this is take two because in the world of real Julia, the ring lights died. So we are going at it again. Today, we're going to do yet another this or that. And I really hadn't planned on doing one again quite this soon, but the topic came up from something I was listening to during workout, and it was really a transforming situation. So if you are into another combo for this or that, just keep watching. Okay, now before we do anything, if you haven't done this yet, would you please just stop right now and go down by the little bell and press subscribe, because that will help us grow our little community and be so great. And I have some specific little goals around that. So that'd be so fun for us to just keep growing our group. So I thought I'd just we interrupt ourselves for this, PSA. Okay, now back to the topic at hand, this or that. So what our this or that is today comes from, I was actually doing my workout. I was listening to a great sermon, Groeschel. If you've never read one of his books, he's an amazing author. He's also a great pastor. You can watch him on YouTube. I'm sure he has a podcast. But this particular sermon, which I'll link below, was called You Don't Win by Trying. So the this or the that is, his premise was, I'm not trying, I'm in training. So trying or training. So this is where I can be a bundle of contradictions myself. So please, if you find yourself in that category, please also say me too. I, on the one hand, can really love to try new things and just see if I might be great at it. Like, try a certain number of workouts in a row. Try YouTube. Try, I don't know, when I started my business, I'd definitely never done anything like that before, so I was just trying. So on the one hand, I like that spirit of trying. However, when I get a little weary, if I'm not meeting a goal as fast as I would like to meet it, trying can become it can start to feel like it's a little draining. So I loved the that part. This is trying, that is training. Training, the thought of training, that every single time I show up, every single time I take action towards whatever it is I want to grow in, I'm in training. So I'm not trying, I'm training. I'm not failing, I'm training. I'm not losing, I'm training. Maybe even not necessarily I'm not winning, I'm training. But training will lead to winning, right? So it's like a vote for our best self. So here's a definition. I really liked this. Trying is an attempt to change with minimal commitment. This could be part of the problem, right? Right off the bat, minimal commitment. Well, what do we know about everything in our life with minimal commitment? Like, it's not going to happen. Would you agree? This is why there is such a gap between change and transformation. We could do a whole this or that over change and transformation. Maybe that should be one we talk about. But a minimal commitment is definitely not going to bring about the desired results. Whereas the definition of training is a wholehearted commitment to achieve a specific result. So by definition, that kind of implies until or as long as it takes, right? A wholehearted commitment would imply as long as it takes. So we would want to have a mindset that takes us into, as long as this takes, until I have mastered this training, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stay at it. I'm going to find the joy in the journey of until, right? The journey of training, the joy in the journey of training. Not according to our feelings. Of course, feelings can be fickle, but according to our commitments. And the thing I also love about the this or the that, trying versus training would be based on who you want to become. How would you like to train? So based on who you would like to become. So that takes it off of a desired outcome as far as a result, right? Because it can really help, I've learned in life, to detach from the results. We stay in our lane, and our joy rises as much as we can detach, or the more that we can detach from the results. So finding the joy in the journey, the how are we going to train based on who we want to become, not just whatever the desired result is that we want to see. So, not winning by hitting a goal at some point in the future, although y'all know I love to hit goals, but I'm just saying, not winning by hitting some goal somewhere in the future, but winning by showing up for training today. So, like, what are some training things? Well, it could be our mindset, right? So, how we start the day. Do we start with our workout? Do we start with our quiet time? Do we start with our affirmations, visualizing? Do we start with, lighting a candle, having a couple bottles of water, a yummy cup of coffee? Do we start with who we want to be, how we want to show up in the world today? Or do we start with, oh my gosh, I'm running late, beating ourselves up, all the things we didn't, hadn't, should have done, would have done, could have done, all, that is going to provide a different resulting kind of a day. So are we trying or are we training? How many of you are like me and trying can get wearisome? It can get wearisome. So what I know for me is when that happens, when I'm getting weary and trying, that is when I've lost sight. I've lost sight of the fact that I'm in training. I am training my mindset. I'm training my heart. I'm training my body and my spirit to have stamina, to find joy, to really zero in on, why am I even going to have this conversation with this person? What do I hope it will benefit for them? How can I add value to them? How can I bring joy to them? Regardless of if or whether it ever has any benefit to me, almost the attitude of God, or if that is a difficult situation for you, the universe, whatever, will make sure you are on the receiving end of goodness when your heart and your mindset is for the other person and for bringing your best to them. So what do y'all think about this? This or that? Trying or training? Would switching your mindset from trying into training, and that the win is every time you show up for yourself, it is training. It is training. It is training you in the who you want to become. I can't wait to read your comments and thoughts on this. God does talk about it also in the scripture, if you're a scripture person. In 1 Corinthians 9, Paul says, so I run with purpose in every step. I am not just shadow boxing. I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. So that's the other great news for us is our bodies and our minds will follow our choice, right? Choice is a luxury. We have the luxury of choice, and we get to pick and decide every day. So are we going to pick that we're going to try today, or that today we're going to show up and train today? Bring our best effort, our best heart set, our best mindset, and we're going to train again to show up as the very best version of ourselves that we can bring to the planet today. I'm dying to know what your thoughts are on this, so leave comments below. Leave me also any ideas of other things you would like us to talk about. And as always, share, like, subscribe, do the things. Thanks a million for tuning in, y'all. See you next time.